Want to know what it's like riding the Alaska Railroad? Welcome aboard the Alaska Railroad. The popular main line stretches all the way from Seward to Fairbanks, covering a distance of 470 miles. Throughout its passage, the railroad connects communities from interior Alaska and the South Central region. Completed in 1923, the Alaska Railroad is more used today than it was previously. It took 9 years to create this long and massive railroad, which was inaugurated by President Warren G. Harding on his visit to Alaska. In 1943, the railroad expanded to include 12 more miles into the total distance. Today, it goes all the way to Whittier, a small town filled with natural beauty and scenic views. The railroad is open all year round, although the schedule is different in every season. It's busier in the summer months, from May to September, while the crowd gets smaller from September onward. However, keep in mind that there's one departure every day, so I'd suggest booking your ticket well ahead of time. Meanwhile, you can book a weekend train from Anchorage to Fairbanks, enjoying the views outside. Booking a seat is pretty simple, as you can book from the Alaska Railroad Corporation. It's also possible to book a seat from companies with the corporation, such as Denali Rail Tours, the Wilderness Express, and Princess Rail Tours. History. The magnificence of the railroad has been accomplished over years of construction and renovation. The construction of Alaska Railroad began in 1903 when the Alaska Central Railway built a 50-mile railroad starting from Seward. In 1910, the railway extended up to 71 miles from Seward, while the Alaska Central Railway was renamed Alaska Northern Railway Co. 3 years later, in 1914, the U.S. Congress agreed to finance the construction of a railroad to Fairbanks. The project was estimated at $35 million, and its headquarters were established in Anchorage. By 1923, the railroad was fully constructed. President Warren Harding marked the completion of the project by driving the golden spike in the ground. By the 1930s, there was enough population in Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Seward to keep the railroad in business. However, the revenue was only sufficient enough to keep the railroad operational. Then, the main line had the first ever profitable year in 1938. Following that, the Alaskan Railroad earned huge profits by transporting military supplies and materials. The railroad played a major role in transportation during the Second World War. Thus, it's a remnant of that horrific period. In 1943, the corporation built 2 tunnels via the Chugach Mountains to give the railroad access to Whittier. At that time, Whittier was an important town since it's a military port, and the Alaska Railroad was imperative in supporting the war efforts. The very next year, Whittier opened another railroad port as steam engines were replaced by diesel machines. 1966 marks the year when the last steam engine left the railroad, and it became completely operational on diesel. What is a passenger train today wasn't always working on this model. In 1981, the railroad formed an agreement with the career centers in Anchorage and Fairbanks school districts to initiate a tour guide program for high school students. The aim of this program was to train the kids how to host passengers on trains. Just 3 years later, the Alaskan Railroad took a step towards the classiness that it exudes today. In 1984, the railroad accepted contracts for the double-decker luxury coaches. The next year, the state of Alaska acquired the railroad as its property. In the 3 years that followed, the railroad was often blocked due to flooding and other weather elements, but it resumed nonetheless. In 2002, the Alaska Railroad generated $11 million in revenue for the first time. Also, the authority started a program to use software technology to reduce noise production and diesel emissions. The most successful year in the history of the railroad was 2003, when revenue of $14.5 million was generated. Today, the railroad serves as a communication channel between the adjoining towns and is frequented by tourists visiting Alaska. Routes. The Alaska Railroad starts from Seward and reaches Anchorage in 4.5 hours. From there, it sets off for Talkeetna, where it reaches in 3 hours. The distance between Talkeetna and Denali is 4.5 hours. Denali is known nationally for its beauty and stunning views. However, you shouldn't expect to spot Denali Mountain since it's only visible for a few weeks every year. The highlight feature of Denali is the National Park. If you plan on seeing the whole park in one go, hop on the shuttle to take you around the park. Or if you're with a group or family, take the van tour since it has fewer passengers. Another way to discover the park is by renting a bike. But if you're feeling really adventurous and want to take in the beauty of Denali from atop, book a flight seeing tour. Sitting on that plane or helicopter, you'll see the tundra vegetation and glaciers underneath. It's an experience of a lifetime. No exaggeration there. Some tours even let you land on a glacier. How cool is that? If you plan on spending more time near the water, go for rafting in the Nenana River. You can either choose a guided tour where the guide takes you over the boat, or book a tour where everyone gets hold of a paddle to navigate the boat. Whichever you choose, the view of snow-capped peaks from the middle of the water is bound to make you feel at peace. Once you're soaked in enough Denali, hop back on the railroad and go to the last stop, Fairbanks. It's a 4-hour train ride that takes you through nature, including the alpine forests and mountainous peaks. Make sure you get the window seat and charge your phone's battery fully because you're going to want to capture the glaciers and mountains you see outside. Sometimes, you may even spot wildlife outside the window. Among all routes, the one between Anchorage and Seward is considered the most visually pleasant, but every route on the railroad is more breathtaking than your everyday train ride. If you want to cover Denali and Fairbanks, take the Denali Star. It's a 12-hour route going every day in summer from Anchorage to Fairbanks. Likewise, another train covers this distance in reverse at the end of the day. To give yourself a break from sitting, head over to the Denali National Park or catch a bite at the stops in Talkeetna and Wasilla. If you're lucky enough to be traveling on a clear day, you might catch the sight of the Denali Mountain, which is the tallest mountain in North America. Along with the popular river, some other sights in the way include the Savage River and the Mountain Vista. While you're sitting in your carriage looking out of the window, you'll find yourself surrounded by nature on all sides. The views get even better at sunset, and you might spot the sun setting behind one of the peaks. If you're planning to take a day trip, get on the Glacier Discovery train since it offers a convenient round trip taking you from Anchorage to Whittier. The train stops at Girdwood for some time, so you can take pictures or get a coffee before continuing your trip. This route, just like the one taken by the Denali Star, is also filled with beautiful views of the trees, water, and mountains. It's not very often that you find all elements of nature in one place, but that's what makes the Alaska Railroad unique. Overall, the trains are very comfortable and the routes offer stunning views of the Alaskan South Side. You can choose between Adventure Class or GoldStar services depending on the route you're taking. Plus, the trains have wheelchair access, non-smoking cars, and baggage service in Fairbanks, Talkeetna, Anchorage, and Denali. If you want to book your ticket or check the fare, all the information is available on the Alaska Railroad website. Also, you can check the train schedules for different seasons to avoid any disappointment since some routes are only available every other day in winters. With that, I'll be signing off. When the glorious natural views of the Alaskan Railroad's routes attract you into coming to Alaska, and I know they will, share your experience with me in the comment section below.